$4 million in the last 30 days with TikTok Shop. That's what Comfort, a brand selling weighted hoodies, just pulled off. And no, it wasn't just virality, it wasn't just paid ads, and it wasn't them just giving away Lamborghinis. In today's video, I'm breaking down how Comfort rewrote the TikTok Shop playbook. If you're building on TikTok in 2025, then you need to see this. Here we are inside of Callow data, and in the last 30 days, Comfort has generated just shy of $4 million in revenue. Now, the reason why Comfort stands out is because it's been quite some time since a brand has been able to have such explosive growth, because this is only their numbers on TikTok. Outside of TikTok and overall, like with their website included, they're doing around $40 million per month, which is absolutely insane. It's been a while since there's been a brand that has been this explosive with their growth. And so whenever a brand is doing this well, there's obviously things that you can pick up from them along the way. And so one of the first things I wanted to start off with is that the reason why Comfort has been just a complete disruptor in the space is because they have found a way to effectively take product like a hoodie, right? That's not revolutionary and is already around and multiple different brands sell, but they have found a way to reposition their hoodie as a hoodie that helps you with your mental health issues. If you go to their TikTok right now, you can see that, you come on here, you can see that they say the only hoodie worth wearing. And then they say supporting mental health through comfort clothing, right? Or comfy clothing. And really, even if you watch their videos, right? Like I have this video pulled up here very quickly. In their videos, they're literally talking about how these hoodies help you with your mental health issues because they feel like a hug, right? So when you get home and you put on this hoodie, just feel like you're getting a hug. And to be fair, statistically, hugs are proven to help with like mental health issues, right? But they have essentially taken that to the next level and positioned their product around something that feels like a hug, which is then correlated with helping you with mental health issues, which is next level. Now, I'll quickly go and play this video just to kind of give you some context so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So
Comfort just dropped their new pastel collection, and please look at this color. I'm sure you already know, but if you don't know, Comfort uses this lightly weighted material in all of their sets to support mental health, so it seriously feels like you're getting the biggest hug whenever you wear it. This is my third set now, and
So in this video, she's going over how, the color of the hoodie, but then also how they use this weighted hoodie that makes it feel like a hug. And their whole mission statement is to support mental health. And this is not the only video. They have many videos like this, but I just wanted to kind of start off this video with that because it kind of paints a full picture as to how they have been able to have this kind of explosive growth, right? And selling a product that, again, like I said, is already around and there's different brands that already sell this. But again, there's still a lot of takeaways from them. Like basically, it's not only their positioning, it's like their whole ecosystem included in everything that they do. And so, yeah, let's go through some of the insights that I put together. So first thing is first is their TikTok shop listing. So of course, your TikTok shop listing is where everybody goes to actually, buy the product. So you need to make sure that you have a well put together and optimized listing. Here, I have their TikTok shop listing for their top selling product right now, which is these cloud shorts. If you go to Callow data, you can see it in the last 30 days. These comfort cloud shorts have sold over $700,000 in revenue. And so this is their TikTok shop listing. You can see that they have nice, clean images that show off the product being used by a male. It shows off the product being used by a female. Image, you can kind of see the full body fit. You can also see different colors of the product, so you can see how it looks like in case you want to choose a different color. And so overall, like they have very clean images that demonstrate their products. Now moving on, if you go through and continue looking through their listing, you'll notice that down below in the description they have a size guide to make it easy for you to find out which size is best for you. When it comes to clothing, this is absolutely key, right? People struggle with finding out if if the product is gonna fit them or not. They just remove any of those possible like bottlenecks by simply having this here to help you figure out what size is going to be best for you, right? Then they have a basic description, and they kind of go over, how it fits for women, how it fits to men, and that's their whole TikTok shop listing. If you're looking to get ideas for a clothing product, you can definitely check out not only this listing, but you can check out the rest of their TikTok shop listings as well because they're all well put together. Now, moving on, let's go over their products. So Comfort's main flagship product that they initially started off focusing on is these weighted oversized hoodies, right? As you can see in the last 180 days, this hoodie here, which is their top seller, has sold $2.7 million. This hoodie here, which is a different color and a different fit, it has sold over $2.2 million. This hoodie here has sold over $2 million. And so clearly the hoodies are their top sellers. Now, obviously, it's natural for different businesses to then expand their product line, which is now while they're selling these tees, they're selling these shorts and more. Now, really, again, when it comes to their product, I took the time to look at the reviews, look at their descriptions, and just look at everything that they had to say about the product, but also that customers and actual affiliates also had to say about the product. And again, to be fair, I'm not coming on here saying that they don't have a good product. I'm sure the product feels super comfy. I'm sure it feels like a hug, and the price point looks pretty good. And they also have pretty cool colors, right? If you go and you look at their colors, you'll notice that they have like these neutral tone colors. They recently dropped like these pastel colors. So everything about their products like looks great, right, from a clothing standpoint. And so obviously it's really great to see that. Now, really, again, what makes their product stand out is their overall positioning. Again, they have taken this position where their products basically help you with mental health, and they have built their whole brand around this. And so, really, what they're focused on is on this clothing that provides a calm and comfort feel to it, but also emotional relief. It's not just a stylish hoodie. At least that's how they're positioning their clothing. Next is when it comes to their pricing, I took the time to kind of look into what they do and just watch different interviews and podcasts with the founder to learn more about the brand. And when it comes to their product pricing, one of the things that's super unique that they do is they have dynamic pricing. So, for example, when stock is low, they raise prices up. And then whenever stock is high, they drop prices to move that inventory a lot faster. They also focus on pre-orders, which helps them with cash flow. So you'll notice that if you go on their TikTok shop listing here, they have a disclaimer saying, hey, items purchased on pre-order are made to order, paid for today, with shipping estimated on the listing day. You may cancel or change a pre-order within 7 days. So they're making it very clear that there are some products that may be purchased on pre-order and they're made for that individual order. So it may take longer for you to get it. And so what this does is it allows you to have wiggle room and flexibility with your cash flow, right? You get to basically fund all your inventory and you don't have to worry about any upfront capital needed, which is absolutely genius because in the e-commerce space, it is a very capital intensive business. E-commerce is a very capital intensive business. Now, moving on, they also focus on inclusive and a unisex design. So basically, all of their products can be worn by both females and males. Also, they create clothing for children as well. So they target basically all ages. And now they've even expanded onto pets and like weighted hoodies for children and kids. And so they're obviously tackling a very large TAM, tangible addressable market, which is why they've also been able to kind of scale so aggressively so quick. They also have community-driven iteration. So their products are refined using creator feedback. So they look at the feedback they receive from their customers, from their creators, and then they take that feedback to improve. And so they take a look at every color, cut, and price point, and then they optimize via the TikTok performance data. So whatever is performing well, they double down on, they use those insights. Whatever is not performing, they take those insights, go back to the drawing board and adjust their products accordingly. Now, those are some of the main takeaways for their products. Let's move on to their TikTok incentives. So there's been a lot of TikTok shops that have done well with different types of incentives in place. People are familiar with TikTok shops like Goli, for example, that basically come out the gate and they're offering things like Lamborghinis, apartments, Rolexes, like these crazy incentives to attract a lot of affiliates. And clearly we saw that does work, right? There's no doubt about that. Now, what's interesting is that Comfort is taking a different approach. They are not coming out here offering these crazy incentives. Really what they're doing is they're finding the right creators to work with and they're just offering them commission, but they're saying, hey, if your videos do well, we will be running ads behind your video. And what that does is creators know that if they run ads behind their videos and they keep performing well, then they can also keep generating commissions from their videos. So they lean very heavily into that on the fact that they're not going to pay you up front. But if you look at their brand and what they do, historically, they do run a lot of ads. And so a creator can see that. And so they're more inclined to work with them on a commission only basis because they know that if they run ads on their video, they're going to make more from their commissions than if they just pay them a simple retainer, right? So that's the main way that they attract affiliates, really, for the most part. Now, moving on to the affiliate sourcing, this is where things start to get interesting. So really, when it comes to Comfort, what I notice is that they take a volume-based recruiting approach. If you look at their current numbers, right, in the last 30 days, Comfort has had over 4,000, almost 5,000 affiliates, to be honest. And these are all different affiliates. And all in all, from all of these affiliates, they have had a total of 12,000 videos posted, right? Which is just absolutely crazy. And so obviously they are playing the numbers game. And with the approach of having a commission only approach when it comes to compensation, they can afford to play the numbers game, right? They don't need to find only the utmost quality creators because they're not paying upfront, right? So they can afford to just work with thousands of creators, no matter the experience level, and just basically have them promoting their products and their content, because basically there's very little risk to them, right? And honestly, I'm a big fan of that approach. It is difficult to kind of get traction with this at the beginning, because if a new affiliate kind of comes on and sees that, you're just telling them, hey, we're going to run ads on your video, but you're a new brand and you don't have much social proof, it's very difficult. But if you can get away with this can definitely work well. And so the next piece when it comes to the recruiting is that they prioritize quantity over celebrity. They focus on small to mid creators who convert. If you look at their creators right now, they're not working with like very large, like celebrity like creators. In fact, they actually, in a podcast, the founder literally said that influencer marketing does not work for them. They do not pay large influencers because it just doesn't convert for them. And so if you notice that even their top affiliates that are generating majority of the revenue, they're mid to micro creators, right? They're not like large creators. This creator here, she has what, 130,000 followers, I believe. Let's see. She has 128,000 followers. She generated $860,000 in revenue in the last 30 days. Now, if you go through their list of their top 10, let's just pull up this creator here. She has a total of 36,000 followers, right? And this is the kind of range. They're mainly looking to work with micro creators. They're not looking to work with large creators because they're seeing that these micro creators are converting a lot better than large creators. And then the last piece here is that, basically they just kind of figured out more creators equals more content, which equals more data, which equals more scale. So clearly that's something that they're consistently seeing work well. Like I mentioned, they're focusing on zero upfront payment. So majority of the time, they're not paying anybody upfront. Instead, just offering them a commission only basis, but leveraging the fact that a lot of their creators that they're currently working with, they are running ads behind their videos. So they're just kind of leaning into that. Now, moving on here, something that was pretty clever and interesting, and that I am definitely going to be modeling after, is that they focus on having their affiliates help them reach out and onboard more affiliates. And it's actually kind of genius, right? Because if someone is already making money from your TikTok shop, why not have them bring in their friends, right? And so ideally, the overall takeaways that I got from why this works for them is that, first off, warm outreach converts better than cold DMs. And so you reaching out from the brand page compared to a friend reaching out to another friend through their profile, first off, they're going to be more inclined to open that message because it's a friend messaging them. And then two, there's a higher chance that they're going to see the message in the first place. Right now, one of the biggest problems with TikTok Shop is the fact that, these affiliates, most of the time, they're not even seeing all the messages from all the brands that are messaging them because they get bombarded with different messages. But people do open their friends' messages. So this is a great way to just get people to see a message in the first place. Next is creator to creator trusts converts way better. So ideally, one person will listen to a friend and what they have to say compared to listening to a brand all day. That's just how it is, right? Their network already knows how to make content. And so ideally, good content creators typically know also other people that are like them that also can create content. And so they can easily find people as well. And also it builds stronger community and retention because people are bringing in people that they know. And so they're just creating like this overall ecosystem where like people are coming in warm, right? They're not coming in like brand new, not knowing about the brand or what they do. And also it saves them a ton of time, right? They no longer have to be depending on like doing their own outreach and like constantly looking for affiliates to find and to promote for them. They just literally have their own affiliates do promoting for them. And literally it just works super well across the board. So this is something that I'm going to be implementing for my own e-commerce business, but also for all the other e-commerce clients that we work with as well. And so ideally, again, definitely going to start. I've already started planning around this and we'll be using this because this is a low lift, high leverage lever that you can always pull on. Now, moving on, when it comes to seeding affiliates at scale, one of the main takeaways that I got from them is that they are using tools like Yuka AI to automate creator outreach and seeding, which is genius. This is commonly known and done in the space, so this is not brand new. But this is just something that they do additionally as well, right? So they're not only doing one approach, they're doing everything. They're working with their affiliates, finding other affiliates, but they're also seeding themselves using like a bot like this. Now, what they are doing is they are looking for people that have experience promoting on TikTok Shop and that have already generated TikTok Shop sales. That they're looking for affiliates that know how to create UGC style content, and they're looking for people that are posting consistency. And they're looking for people that are posting consistently. That makes sense because ideally you want experienced people. You want people that know how to create UGC since it's working really well for them. And you want people that are consistent, right? And then last but not least, they focus on vetting based on content type and potential, not just follower count. As you saw, they are working with a large variety of affiliates that have a wide range of followers, but they're all small and mid-sized affiliates. They're not like super large affiliates with like millions of followers. Now, all in all, those are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got from how they go about their affiliate sourcing. Now, moving on to their affiliate onboarding and management, this is really where things get interesting and where I had the most takeaways. So, first thing is first is that they have a very structured onboarding. So, when somebody comes on, they have a clear Notion hub that has examples of their top performing videos, examples of videos that have not done well. And then they also have product education. They have a whole section where they educate you on all their products, the main selling propositions, things you can say, things you can't say, everything so that as soon as somebody comes in, they can get fully up to speed on what works and what doesn't for Comfort and their products. Next is they have ongoing training. So they have weekly Zoom calls where all of the affiliates can go on there and learn different hooks. They can get feedback and they can go over breakdowns of winning videos and why they're working. And this allows them to be able to improve super fast because they can get instant feedback. Now, what's super interesting here is that the founder himself is actually the one doing some of these weekly live calls, which is just absolutely crazy, right? They're actually taking the time to go above and beyond to really support their affiliates as much as they can and put them in a position to win. I've always said this, if your affiliates win and they do well and they make money, you do well and you make money, of course. And so I try to do the same, but again, they're taking it a step above, which is like literally taking time to get on these calls. I mean, literally, the next thing that I have here is long term relationship building. The founder, Hudson, he's literally taking the time to learn and get to know all of his top creators and get to know about their goals, their family situations, and even their life milestones. And at the same time, he's also being transparent with them. He's letting them know, like, hey, here's how the business is doing. This is what products we have coming up. We're out of stock in this product. Like he's being super transparent with them. And so ideally, this combination of having an open line of communication where he literally said any affiliate, if they're struggling to get results and get sales, they can literally book a call with him or their team and get feedback on that call, going over why they're not succeeding and doing well with their videos and their content. And so that combination of that level of support, but also with the level of transparency that they're sharing, which is like even giving them insights on how the company's doing and their products and getting to know them at such a deep level is a game changer and makes sense as to why they're able to retain consistently like a lot of their affiliates. Because you notice that if you go to look at Comfort's numbers, right, in the last 30 days, they've done almost $4 million in revenue, right? But if you look at the last 90, right, they're consistently doing these kind of numbers, right? Every single month. If you look at the last 180 days, they've been very consistent as well. And the way that they're able to stay this consistent with these kind of numbers is because they're effectively retaining these affiliates. A big struggle in this space is, of course, getting affiliates in the first place, but then retaining affiliates is just as difficult. And so ideally, they have figured out how to build much deeper relationships with affiliates, which is a key when it comes to retention. Because if you don't have a much deeper relationship with your affiliate and they don't feel like they're being part of a bigger mission or something bigger than just promoting products, then they're just going to go and see another product that's viral and they're going to go and just promote another product, right? Next month, there's going to be no loyalty. And the toughest thing is having to restart and find new affiliates, retrain them, and go through this never ending process that just has to continue to run based on new affiliates coming in and instead of you doubling down on your top affiliates. And so my last piece here is that how they're also retaining affiliates is that their top performing affiliates, they actually do offer them retainers. They offer them co-branded products where they can kind of work on together. And they also offer them additional incentives to help them recruit more affiliates. So they are incentivizing their top performing affiliates to actually stay on and continue working with them by offering them additional incentives, which is absolutely genius, right? Love this approach. Now, moving on to content creation. Now, this is where there's obviously things that I think that was really done well on their end. So one of the first things here is that you'll notice that if you go through their content, right, and if you wanted to see their content, you can go on their TikTok, right? You can go on their Callow data and you can get insights. But really, I took the time to already do this. And some of the things that I noticed is that a lot of their top performing videos have emotion first hooks, right? They frequently open up with lines like, this hoodie feels like a hug, or if you struggle with anxiety, this hoodie is for you, or I haven't taken this off in 3 days because it helps with X, right? They are focusing on not selling hoodies, instead, selling feelings. Every video starts with an emotional or sensory hook. And again, this is what they really have been building the brand around. You can go and look back at, the organic content, and it does the same thing. You can look at their top performing ads, and it's also doing the same thing. And so that was one of the main kind of key takeaways there. Now, moving on, they do have sensory driven visuals where, a lot of their content has like close up shots showing off the weighted fabric. They show clips of like pulling the hoodie tightly to emphasize how it has like this hug like feeling. They have slow motion shots of lounging, stretching, or cuddling with the hoodie to just help you envision yourself actually with that hoodie at home. And so, all in all, this kind of content allows the viewer to just get a much better sense of how the product actually feels through the screen. Now, moving on, one of the things that I noticed that they do also when it comes to the organic content and when it comes to their ads is that they have a wide variety of different types of content that they run. You'll notice that they have POV and different kind of hooks that have like empathy driven storytelling in those hooks in those videos. You'll notice that they have different try on videos, right? Where you can look at the fit and feel of the products. They have testimonial videos, they have unboxing videos, they have gift reaction videos. Now, moving on, one of the last pieces of insights that I took away from reviewing their content is that they have a large variety of different types of content that they're posting across organic, that they're having their affiliates post, and that they're also running for paid ads. And so I noticed that they have POV type of content. They have try on kind of content where people are showing off the products being used and how they feel and how they fit. They have testimonial content, unboxing content, gift reaction content. They have a wide variety of different content types. And this works extremely well because different types of content will work better for different types of people, right? So they're not looking to leave any stones unturned. They're making sure that they want to be able to effectively communicate with as many people as they can. And they do that by having a wide variety of content. And so, all in all, those are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got from reviewing their content. Now, let's go on to discuss how they're actually scaling. So, the first way that Comfort is going about scaling is that they are looking at, okay, well, what kind of videos are doing the best for us? And they are immediately sharing their top performing videos with all of their affiliates. So, again, they have weekly Zoom calls that they're doing where they literally walk through, like, hey, these are our top performing hooks right now. These are our top performing visual formats. Let's double down on these. And so then they'll have all of their affiliates literally recreate their top performing videos. As you can see, if you go on Callow Data, you'll notice that a lot of their videos, for example, if you look at the last 30 days, they have a lot of videos that are very similar, right? Like if I go to, let me just go to the first page, you can see that literally their top two videos are literally people just trying on the product, right? Literally, they're very similar. They're not like drastically different. And you'll keep noticing that as a trend, right? If we go on Callow Data and we look at their top performing videos, you can see that in the last 30 days, a lot of these videos that are driving the most revenue, they're similar, right? And this isn't by mistake. Again, they're actively telling their affiliates like, hey, this kind of content is working for us right now. Go ahead and recreate it. And these affiliates, they will do that because they know that if they recreate content that's already doing well, they have a high chance of having their content that they created following that content that's already doing well also perform. And so this is one of the first ways that they go about scaling. Again, creators are encouraged to model after content, after what's already converting, and not reinventing anything from scratch. And so ideally, they're taking a very systematic approach to content replication, which fuels virality through consistency, not chance. The next thing that they're doing with their content is they're then taking their top performing pieces of content and they're posting across other channels. So you'll notice that if you go on their TikTok, a lot of the content they have here, you'll also find it across their Instagram page, right? Though you'll also find it on their YouTube. And so they are, there's no harm in expanding your reach on other platforms. And so this is exactly how they're getting this additional reach on organic specifically. Now, moving on to how they're scaling with paid ads. This is how every single TikTok shop is able to really achieve this level of scale, right? Ideally, when it comes to scaling with paid ads, what they're doing is they're taking the top performing videos and they're immediately running them as paid ads. And what I'm typically seeing is that if you go on their data in the last 30 days, you can see that from their top 10 videos that are currently driving the most revenue, all of them are ads except for this video here. Any video on Callow Data that has this ad icon on the top left-hand corner is a video that's being ran as an ad. And as you can see, this is literally the only video from their top 10 video that is not being ran as an ad. And if you keep scrolling through their pages, you go to page 2, all these videos are also being ran as ads, right? If you go to page 3, all these videos are also being ran as ads, except for this one here. And so ideally, they're obviously taking all the content that they're getting from organic and then taking all that content and then using that as fuel for their ads on TikTok and TikTok Shop. But they're then taking that content and then also running it as ads on Facebook and Instagram. So if you go to the ads library, you'll notice that you'll see some of the same content, right? Like this is literally a video from TikTok right here. As you can see, right? This is literally a TikTok response video to a comment. They're taking the same content that's working on TikTok and then using that as ads on Facebook and Instagram as well. And then they're also taking all the content and running it as ads on YouTube Shorts. So if you go to their Google Ads library, you can see that they have different videos running like this one here, where this is actually a full-on like a YouTube video, but they also have videos that they're running as YouTube Shorts ads, which we also see that works extremely well and it's extremely untapped. Like this video here, this is a YouTube Shorts ad. You can tell by the placement and the format of the video, and you can see that they're running this video, and it was last shown May 31st, like just yesterday. So all in all, this is how they're really achieving like this level of scale, right? They're not just depending on the organic reach or the organic sales they're getting. Like they're actively, taking all the efforts that they're getting from organic, but then fueling that and adding massive fuel to the fire with paid ads. And so all in all, those are some of the main kind of key takeaways from Comfort and how they have been able to have this kind of explosive growth. And so ideally, really when it comes to Comfort, some of my main takeaways were really around the product positioning, right? That's everything in this space because again, they don't have a revolutionary product, but also how they go about their affiliate sourcing, right? Having these strategic deals. Their management was very insightful, right? How they double down on building deeper relationships with their affiliates. That was key there. The way they approach their content creation, all across the board, I took away insights that I will definitely be looking to implement again for my own e-commerce business, but also all the other e-commerce businesses that I work with. And so all in all, really when it comes to running TikTok Shop, you have to stay at the forefront of what's constantly being done by brands that are disrupting the space. This space moves extremely fast. A lot of the things that were working for TikTok Shop, even last year, are things that are not working as well. And so if you want to stay at the top of the line when it comes to TikTok and get these kind of results, you want to get ideas and model after what's working for brands that are currently leading and really disrupting the space. And so all in all, some of the overall takeaways from Comfort is that if you want to win on TikTok Shop, stop thinking like a brand. Instead, start thinking like Comfort does. Build a community, train creators, sell emotions, and scale what works until it breaks, right? Now, with that said, if you're an e-commerce business and you're looking to get help with growing on TikTok Shop, down below this video, there's going to be a link in the description where you can actually book in a call with me and my team. On that call, we'll get to know more about you and your business. And then from there, we can put together an action plan going over how we can help you grow on TikTok Shop. Now, with that said, that's everything for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.